4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you set 5 of of Samsung Com versus KT Rolster. The series is even up at 2-2, and in this game we have Great as the Teal Zerg. It looks like at the 12 o'clock position playing for Samsung Com. Great is pretty much the only notable Zerg on Con. He's been around for a while. He's reliable. On the other hand, we have Action playing as the purple Zerg for KT Rolster at the 3 o'clock position on the map Icarus. This is a fairly close distance between the two bases, so let's see what these two players do and what sort of builds they go for. Action, I would say, is more of a mediocre-ish player. Great, I think he used to be called Hades. That was a long time ago. I might be wrong about that. Regardless, Great's been on Samsung Con for a long time. He's fairly reliable, not the best Zerg, but certainly he can pull out the win when he needs to. And let's see whether Action here has what it takes. Both players scouting the right direction, so they're going to see each other very quickly and know what builds they're going for. In this sort of situation, it may be dangerous to go for instance, any sort of really tricky play to hide your, or at least attempt to hide what you're doing at this point. Looks like both players might be going for, while they're not going for 9 pool, we'll see whether there will be a 12 pool. It looks like 12 pool here coming out for Great, whereas both players going for 12 pool, sort of the middle of the way build. Probably because they think each other will get, they know each other is going to get scouted, so being a bit cautious here. Extractor going down here for Great. Extractor also going down for Action, so this is a perfectly mirrored matchup so far. Let's see how good the unit control for both players is. That's probably going to be the telling factor here in this series of games. And let's see which player can effect a victory. Effect and affect, very different words. Unfortunately, sometimes when pronouncing the words and slurring them, they can get confused. What I don't understand is how people could possibly screw up the words in writing, because in writing they're completely different. I could at least understand why people screw up the words in pronunciation. Both players also getting their hatcheries, so again, perfectly mirrored build. I can understand how people screw that up when talking, when not being careful. Not that that's any excuse. Regardless, now that I've digressed enough, both players still going for the exact same thing. It looks like haven't seen any divergence. No Zerglings out either for either player. They know exactly what's going on in the other's base, so they're trying to use this opportunity to get as much economy as possible. If one player starts building lings, the other will surely respond with lings of his own. And looks like we have a few lings coming out here for Action, so Great will be forced to respawn with some of his own ground forces. Looks like, yep, 2 lings also coming out for Great. With only 2 lings, there's not much either player can do at this point. Just parking their units in front of their bases for now. Maybe Action is going to push out a bit. No, he just moved forward a tiny bit with his lings. I guess he's trying to move them out of the sight range of that Overlord. I think that's important to do. A few more Zerglings coming out here for Great. So this might actually turn into sort of a longer-ish Zerg versus Zerg game. No early action, looks like. This may very well be the sort of no-rush 5-minute game for Zerg, since they both know what the other is doing. They're going to be a bit more cautious about launching some sort of attack. Both players with Speedlings upgrade the exact same number, it looks like, out in the front. So far, no real divergence for either player here. Oh, okay, now we see that Action has a dozen lings, but Great sees everything with his Overlords, and he's also massed up a good number of lings of his own. The primary difference seems to be Great is parking his lings all in front of his base, whereas Action's moving them a bit more around in the map. Probably because he has nothing better to do, and I think that's good. Always good to make sure your opponent doesn't quite know where your forces are. Great pushing out now with his Lings. Action spotting that with his Overlord. Action trying to use his Lings engage part of Great's forces, but Great pulling back in time. Action might be able to cut Great off here. Let's see how well this battle goes for Action. Great conclave on Great's forces, and Great is going to take this battle. Unfortunately for Action, his little attempt to cut off Great's forces in two not really working out there. Great now with a superiority in Ling forces, and Action forced to back up for now. Great taking a nice little early lead there. The other difference seems to be that Great is focusing a bit more on mining minerals. He's focusing more on Lings, and Action might be in trouble here if he can't hold. He will have Mulus out to help defend, but Great may be able to use this massive force of Zerglings to do some damage here. Action using 2 Lings to sneak through, picking off a drone. Good job by Action there with that sniper force. Great pulling his Zerglings back because of these Mulus. And furthermore, Action is going to have more gas and be able to get out a few more air units than Great. Great, however, with a dominant ground force. If he manages to sneak by these Mulus if Great brings his Air Force in to engage Action's Mulus, I think he can do some serious damage with these Lings. However, Action is responding with a creep colony that will surely be morphed to a Sunken soon. He's also managed to rebuild his Ling army, so I think Action will be safe from any sort of ground assault here. And both players now just massing up units again. Game's more or less even up again at this point. Seems that Action may have a few more Mulus than Great. Slight engagement here. Scourge coming. Great, managed to pick off both Scourge. Well done. Action bringing his Mulus. Big Mulus on Mulus combat here, and Action looks like he might be able to win. Action critically bring 2 more Scourge. If these Scourge lands, he's going to be able to win. No, Great with fantastic Mulus control. But those Scourge landed. I think at least one landed. More Scourge coming. Massive Scourge on Scourge action here, and both players pulling back after that incredible engagement. Trading blows there. Neither player managing to finish off the other. Great with great Mulus control. Very few Scourge managing to land. Maybe 1, I think, or 2 at the most. So both players backing up for now, massing up their forces again. Action also, unfortunately, not achieving anything with his ground assault there either. Action appears to be going slightly more Scourge heavy than Great is. Action also might have a slightly worse economy. I don't know how many drones both players have in their main, but Great does have 2 extra drones mining minerals at his natural expansion. Action coming again. Maybe he's going to pick out this Overlord. No, he's pulling back. No engagement here. Scourge coming for Action, but Great falls back with his Air Force. 2 more Lings trying to sneak by here for Great, for Action rather. He managed to sneak 1 Ling in. Again, no engagement with the Air Force. This Ling trying to pick away at one of these drones. Not able to do anything for now. Unfortunately for Action, he might get his forces caught up a bit here. Masses of Scourge coming, but both players not really doing too much. Action did manage to pick off pretty much all of Great's Scourge there. So that is something. Managed to achieve a bit of a small victory there, but the war really remains to be fought. Great has fewer Scourge than Action. Action's got a decisive Scourge advantage. Great also trying to sneak a few Lings by. He's managed to sneak 2 Lings in. Mulus and Ling combined attack here. Let's see this big battle. Scourge hitting all sorts of Mulus there, it looks like. Great taking some damage to his Air Force, but not critical damage. Picking off a single drone there. More Scourge coming in for Great. Picking off some Mulus of Action's, and Action's forces are in trouble, I feel. I think Action came out certainly not so well in that battle. On the other hand, Great seems like he lost a lot of Mulus in that engagement. I could be completely wrong about this. If Great's Mulus army has indeed been whittled down, this is Action's chance to launch a counterattack. He lost a drone, by the way, in that attack. So it looks like Great's economy is certainly superior. Great has more reinforcement Mulus. He's managed to get a big flock of Mulus. Or I'm not sure what the word for a group of Mulus is. Flock, I think, is fine. Regardless, Action looks like he's going for a combined attack again with a few Lings and his Air Force. This is going to be a critical engagement. Action picking away at some of these Overlords, getting one down. Great needs to be able to hold. Action backing off a bit here. Great bringing Lings to attack Action's main. Action needs to either win in this air battle or defend his drone line. One drone goes down. These drones are forced to stop mining. Action sending his own Zerglings into great space. Great action here, I have to say. Oh man, I just used both their names in a word, in a sentence rather. Good stuff here. Looks like Action counterattacking at Great's natural, killing 3 drones, evening up the economic score there. Pretty intense action from both players, and I am a bit out of breath here. However, Great is, Action is not mining his main. He's moved all his drones, it seems, to his natural. So he's mining there. That's good, because if he weren't mining, this game would be over. Doesn't seem like Action has too many drones, unfortunately for him. I don't know how many drones he may have. How many drones Great may have. I think Great has more. He did lose quite a few at the natural. Great is coming in again with an attack. Both players have masses of Mulus and Scourge. Is there going to be engagement? There's not going to be engagement. Both players pulling back in the nick of time. That Scourge taking out the Mulus there. Action in a bit of a disadvantage here, I feel. Great is taking more of an initiative at this point. Action trying to push out with his forces. Let's see whether he engages or not. No, he backs up again. Masses of Scourge. Neither player really landing their Scourge on the other, and Scourge once again pulling back. Again, Action with a nice little sneak attack of the Zerglings, pick off another drone. These Mulus are engaging. Scourge on Mulus action is difficult to tell what exactly happened there, but it seems like both players are pulling back their air forces. It was probably roughly an even engagement. But this time, Action picked off another drone of Great's, and Great's economy not looking very good either. Both players probably with roughly the same economy. Another big battle here occurring in the middle. Scourge landing on all sorts of Mulus. But neither player again managed to achieve anything decisive. Both players pulling their punches here, backing out at the last moment. Again, this time maybe Action's committing his Air Force. He's got some Scourge reinforcements, and these Scourge are being critical. Flash looking happy for his teammate Action here. It looks like Great is going to lose this battle. Action with a decisive advantage in the air now, and he's managed to win the game. A pretty close contest, I have to say. Action mopping up these drones at the natural. As these drone goes down, so goes Great's hope of winning this game. Great, at this point, cannot afford the losses. His Mulus looking absolutely thin there. The shadow, not very much of a shadow at all, whereas Action's shadow is dark. Very dark. Bleak are the chances here for Great. It is GG. All the drones are going down for him, so we should expect GG soon. Close game. Very close game. All of the Mulus for Great going down, and Great is still not GGing. GG finally coming for Great. Excellent game by Action there. Going on to set 6.
그렇습니다. 이영호 스코어라는 말을 듣고서 바로 기분이 상한 것이죠. 어디서 우리에게 이영호 스코어를 말하냐? 바로 우리가 있다. 바로 보여주는 지금 그런 모습이에요.